How do we automate human freedom? Perhaps the course of future generations is not my concern, but yet I do feel I, and we, might do well to ponder this question. Not only possible answers, but also the question's validity. How do we automate human freedom? The most successful human systems are self-perpetuating. Religions and cults have inbuilt defense mechanisms, systems of intergenerational indoctrination, and prosecution of deviant threats. States operate today through the international consent, domestic acceptance, and publicized demonstrations of violence. Unfortunately, the greatest human freedom in the modern age seems to reside in a tenuous dynamic balance between capitalism and communism, a scenario only arising in the 20th century due to a historical anomaly. Both ideologies tend towards extremism, both concentrate power and, through human frailty, wield it against the well-being of its subjects. We're social creatures, and as such, our individual freedom depends on the informed capacity and capability of our whole society to organize itself for the greatest benefit of its members. Alas, maintaining human freedom in an industrial, globalized world requires a vast, vigilant participation of finite humans. Rights, welfare, autonomy, and equality are not free. They do not spring out of nowhere. They're paid for by the energy and sacrifice of communities, ripped violently and decisively from the kings, despots, landlords, clergy, and patriarchs who would withhold them. But of course, humans are finite. Revolutionary human spirit, human memory, and understanding degrade, if not actively, systematically renewed. Systems, however, do renew. In New Zealand, we're witnessing the gentle demise of 20th century humanism as the ideological tug-of-war which drove it has concluded. Without the freedom to imagine an alternative to the rule of capital growth, the freedom to act in an alternative manner wanes. So, what would a self-renewing society-wide freedom look like? How could the virtues of liberty and justice be systematically automated without creating another gruesome, corrupted structure? Two schools of thought try to address this problem, though through humorously disparate ways. The first is a worship of education. If schools, universities, broadcast media, and libraries operated with the explicit goal of raising the level of public discourse, perhaps future generations would uphold them and learn from history to build a persistently better world. The second school of thought posits that technological democracy is the route to lasting democracy, not only through the widespread accessibility of cameras and the means to internationally discuss the images they shoot, but encryption, the bicycle, up to certain scales, the car, and guns. Central to this idea is the notion of functional power being defiantly wielded by a self-sufficient populace. These ideas collapse on their own. Today, knowledge without power already knows the solutions any challenge the world can present. It just cannot address them. See the frustration experienced by those combating climate change. Likewise, power without knowledge flounders and is once more consumed into whichever ideology is the current aggressor. See how international internet forums become venues of control for state spies, and how the freedom offered by motorized transport has been perverted into a degrading dependency. But what if an informed and skeptical populace wielded technological power wisely?